Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Dinkar and I welcome you all in this session. I hope everybody is doing great, feeling healthy and fine. Once again, welcome to our previous year question paper and explanation. And again, we will be discussing one question and answer that has been asked earlier in RBI Grade B 2022 examination. And there we'll be discussing the question and what can be the probable answer for that. But here we are not simply discussing the answer, we are discussing the detailed about that answer. Okay, so it is just like that. Whenever you get the question like that, you should know if the question can be of descriptive nature also, the question can be of objective nature also. So you should be well versed with all these things in order to answer any type of question in any format it is coming. So that is why we have started this series, so that you became well versed with whether what type of question it is, whether objective, whether descriptive. You should have the proper content to answer those questions. So once again, I welcome all of you in this session, and let's start with our session. The question it is going to be on banking and financial services descriptive, and the question is, what is NBFC and how it is different from the bank? Mention five type of NBC registered with the bank. So this is a three-part question. The question has three parts. One is what is NBFC, second one how it is different from the bank, and third one is mention the five types of NBFC that are being registered with the RBI, right? So first of all, we'll be answering what is NBFC. So NBFC is non-banking financial company, everybody know, and it is registered under the Companies Act of 1956, right? And then what is the purpose of the NBFC? Normally, the purpose of the NBC is giving loans, advances, acquisition of shares, stocks, bonds, debenture, security that has been issued by the government or local authority, or any kind of marketable security like leasing, hire purchase, insurance business, STID business. But it does not include any institution whose principal business means only that is the main function of that business. So it does not include any of the institute which are solely related to the agriculture activity, industrial activity, purchase or sale of any goods other than securities. So securities you can purchase and sell, but any other sale of goods and services are not included, or you are providing any kind of services, sale, purchase, construction, or immobile property. You cannot, right? So NBFC, a non-banking institution, is a company and has a principal business of receiving deposit under any schemes or arrangement in one lump sum or in installment way of contribution in any manner, and is also a non-banking financial company. Okay, so this is how a main आपको इतना लिखना है because normally whenever the question is coming, they might ask you 200 words answer, they may ask you 400 words answer, or maximum they can ask you 600 word of answer. Okay, under that, this is the starting definition you can simply give. Okay, now the second part of the question. What is the second part of the question? How it is different from the banks. Okay, so NBC are doing the function similar to the bank. So what is the difference between the bank and the NBFC? NBFC cannot accept demand deposit. Okay, it does not work like you are coming like into a bank and you are issuing the checkbook and every day transactions are going on. No, it cannot accept any kind of demand deposits. Okay, so they are not part of payment and settlement system. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप वो चेकबुक इशू कर रहे हैं, रोज आपके अकाउंट से पैसे जा रहे हैं, कोई डिपॉजिट कर रहा है, कोई विड्रॉ कर रहा है, right? So they cannot issue the check drawn on itself, right? And the insurance facility, all the various bank accounts, saving bank accounts are there. So they have a deposit insurance facility of Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. They have issued that rupees 5 lakh insurance is being given. Like if the bank fails or anything is failed, so there is a guarantee that you will get at least 5 lakh rupees. At least means if you have deposit 50,000, you will get 50,000 only during the failure of the bank. But if you have 1 crore of deposit, you will only get 5 lakh rupees. Okay, so that is the maximum insurance that you have in your bank account. Okay, now what are the 5 types? So in the question they have asked about the 5 type, but I have written about the 10 types. Okay, I will be discussing regarding the 10 types of NBFC. First is the asset finance company, that we call it as AFC. Okay, so asset finance company, the main purpose of this NBFC, which is working as an asset finances company, their main task is that they invest in the physical assets like any kind of productive or economic activity such as automobile, tractor, lithium machine, generator, earth movers, okay, and anything moving on your own power and general purpose industrial machinery. Okay, so principal business for this purpose is defined as aggregate financial real physical assets supporting economic activity. Okay, so here the principal business has been defined as aggregate of financing real and physical asset creation. Okay, then the second type of NBFC is investment company. What is investment company? These are the type of NBFCs which are doing business and their principal business is of acquisition of the security. Okay, security as shares and various other things, right? Then the third type of NBFC is loan company. Loan company. Their main principal business is of making loans and advances. Providing loans and advances or otherwise for any activity that it owns but does not include the asset finance company. That means they do not do the work which asset financial company do. They, whatever the other things are there under which loans are required, they do that kind of work, right? Because people might be confusing, might get confused regarding the asset financial company and loan company. So there are some particular thing in which asset financial company get the loan, and there is loan type of NBFC under which loan company gives a special type of loans. Okay. Then the fourth one is infrastructure finance company. As the name suggests, these are the type of NBFC where 75% of their total assets are being given as infrastructure loan. That is, they are only giving loan for the infrastructure purposes. Okay, that is the infrastructure financial company. Do not be too technical. Do not be too technical, because in the examination they will not go so much deeper into that. Okay, I have given you some kind of bigger answers, but these are not been asked. It is just for your conceptual clarity that I have given over here. And the fifth type of NBFC is systematically important core investment company. Okay, systematically important core investment company. So their business is of acquisition of shares and security. Okay, again people might be asking in the previous also, investment company is acquiring share. So what is the difference between this systematically important core investment company and what is the difference between that? So here some criteria have been mentioned. Okay, here some criteria has been mentioned, like it does not hold less than 90% of the total asset in the form of equity share, preferential share. Then the investment in the equity share convertible into equity shares for the period of not exceeding 10 years. Okay, it does not trade in the investment of the shares. It does not carry out any other financial activity under the article 45 IC and 45 IF, right? So these are the limitations that are being set up under that. Then the sixth one is infrastructure debt fund, non-banking financial company. Okay, infrastructure debt fund. What is the meaning of that? Huh. So in infrastructure finance, infrastructure debt fund, non-banking financial company. So these are also companies. Obviously, we know they are registered under the Companies Act. They are looking for the flow of long-term debt into the infrastructure process. So long-term debt, they are looking forward for it, and they are raising the resources by issuing the rupee and dollar bonds. Okay, they release rupee and dollar bonds, minimum 5-year maturity they are keeping, and only infrastructure finance company can sponsor this. Then the seventh one is non-banking financial company, microfinance institution. Okay, they are the non-deposit taking NBFC, and they are 85% more, not less than 85% of the asset should be of the qualifying asset nature. The nature is of the qualifying asset, and they have some criteria to follow. Okay, so any loan that you distribute by the NBFC MFI to the borrower of the rural household, their annual income should not exceed rupees 1 lakh, or urban and semi-urban household does not exceed 1,60,000. Then only you can give the loan from here, right? And if the loan amount does not exceed rupees 50,000 in the first cycle and rupees 1 lakh in the subsequent cycle. So certain criteria and certain breaks are being put over there. Okay, and the total indebtedness of the borrower does not exceed 1 lakh. मतलब अगर उसकी 1 लाख रुपए से उसकी कर्ज बढ़ रहा है, तो you are not allowed to give, right? And tenure of the loan should not be less than 24 months. It should be minimum 24 months and you can exceed to amount, right? And loan to be extended without collaterals. So these are some of the important criteria under which non-banking financial company, microfinance institution can give the loan. Then the eighth one is non-banking financial company factor. Factor is also again a non-deposit taking facility. The main principal business is of factoring. जो factor basis पे अपना loan देते हैं, like the financial assets, so they should constitute around at least 50% of the total asset and whatever the income is derived from the factoring business, and it should not be less than 50%. Maximum it can be. Minimum 50% should be there. Then mortgage guarantee company, MGC. Right? So these are the non-banking financial companies. These are involved in the business of mortgaging. Okay, at least 90% of the business turnover is mortgage guarantee business. Okay, 90% or more is the business of the mortgage guarantee business, and around 90% of the gross income is from the mortgage guarantee business. Okay, and at least the net own fund is rupees 100 crore. Then the last one is NBFC, non-operative financial holding company. So these are the financial institution in which the promoter of that or the group of promoter, they are permitted to set up the bank also. Okay, so this will hold the bank as well as other financial service company, and they will be regulated by the RBI. Obviously, the NBFCs are regulated by RBI, but these are going to be regulated more by the RBI. Right? So the extent permissible under the application regulatory permission. So now here we have a proper differences that we have kept it. First of all, meaning is NBFC is a company and bank is a bank, normal bank. Incorporated under Companies Act, very, very important, and incorporated under Bank Regulation Act, right? Bank Regulation Act. Demand deposit, not accepted. Demand deposit, accepted because they are the part of payment and settlement system. Foreign investment up to 100%, allowed up to 74% for only private sector, only for private sector. So they are not part of a payment and settlement system, but they are integral part, right? Do they have to maintain the reserve ratio? Not required. But for the bank, yes, compulsory. And deposit insurance is not available in the NBFC, but it is available. 5 lakh rupees account. Credit creation, NBFC do not create the credit. Banks create the credit in the system, right? Then transaction service, they are not provided, but they are provided by the banks. Okay, so this is the major difference, and you should know the difference in a proper way. And I hope I have made myself clear that this is what you have to remember. Okay. So here, if you can see some of the companies that are running, and these are the various type of NBFCs like asset finance company, systematically important core investment company, loan companies are there, non-banking financial company, microfinance institution, then infrastructure company, IFC, non-banking financial service company, factors, investment company. These are all NBFC, all NBFCs. And here, if you can see some of the popular NBFC in our country are, over here is in different fields they are working: DHL, Religare, LIC, Fullytron India, Aditya Birla Financial Service, Tata Capital, IIFL, India Bulls Home Loan. These are, you have heard of these all names, right? So these are the various type of non-banking financial companies, and they are being registered, and they are working on various capacity. They can be working as either your investment company, they can be working either your asset finance company, loan company, or any kind of thing. So there are around 10 types of NBFC, and under any of these 10 types, these companies are working. So whatever the principal business they are doing, based on that, they will be declared as that kind of NBFC. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for joining the session. I'll be seeing you in the next class. Bye bye. Take care and have a good day.